Welcome to here in Geisman Gymnasium. We are ready for some MAC basketball tonight as the Benedictine Eagles travel here to take on your Concordia University Chicago Cougars. My name is Peter Borkowski. I'm joined by Parker Kelly. And Parker, Cougars are playing some pretty good basketball right now. They sit 8-6 overall, 6-3 in conference. They're riding a flaming hot 5-game win streak. That last win came against Rockford last week. They won that game 86-76.
Yeah, that game against Rockford was really big for the Cougars. We had 3 Cougars with new season highs, including Justin Greenlee with 13 points. You know, all season he's been more of a game manager, but we really saw him step out offensively against Rockford.
And another thing to note, the Cougars bench destroyed the Rockford bench 36 points to 13, kind of going back to what Coach Kohler has been preaching all season about this is a collective team, not just 1 or 2 players stepping up when they really need it.
That's right, and the Rockford offense really had no answers for CUC's offense as well. So, like you said, it's what Coach Kohler has been preaching all year.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Benedictine coming here to River Forest. They're currently 7th in the NAC. They're not as hot as the Cougars are. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. Their last game was a loss at North Park, 68-66. However, they did beat this Cougar squad way back on December 18th, 71-60. It should be noted, however, that squad was missing a couple key players that day.
And that's right. The Cougars have struggled against the Eagles in the past, winning only 1 of the last 10. So they'll be looking here to get it done tonight.
That's right. Now, defense is the name of the game for this Eagles squad. 3rd overall defense in the conference. They have the first 3-point field goal defense and the 2nd best field goal percent defense. So this is a very tight defensive unit that the Cougars are going to work really hard to get around. Now,
That's
one
right.
player to look for, Nick Kosic of the Eagles. He's 2nd in assists per game, 1st in assists to turnover ratio, and 8th in minutes per game played.
Nick Kosic has been huge for the Eagles. 2 years ago, he was freshman of the year for the team, and he's been really big. So if you're an Eagles fan, all eyes will be on him tonight.
That's right. It's going to be an exciting one nonetheless as the Eagles take on the Cougars. We're going to take you down to the floor now for the national anthem and your starting lineups for tonight, and then we'll get tip-off here in Geisman.
America, the men and women of our military and our first responders, with the playing of our national anthem. Between the Eagles of Benedictine University and the Cougars of Concordia University, Chicago. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for our visitors, the Eagles. At guard, 6'1" junior from Wheaton, number 1, Jeff Pratt. At forward, a 6'4" junior from Orland Park, number 4, Marvin Aguomo.
starting for the Benedictine Eagles, number 1, Jeff Kratz, number 4, Marvin Aguamo, number 5, Nick Kostic, number 12, Michael Johnson, and number 41, Trevor Montiel. For the Cougars, it's Brett Hatton, number 12, Jordan Matthews, number 14, Isaac Rudell, number 23, Emmanuel Wilson, and number 1, Justin Greenlee. You can see on your screens, I have a little special presentation for head coach of the Cougars, Coach Steve Kohler. It is his 40th birthday, so hope the Cougars can pick up a win on what looks to be a special day for Coach Kohler. You see both teams take the court now. As we get ready for the tip-off, it looks like it'll be number 10, Brett Hatton for the Cougars, and for the Eagles, it'll be number 4, Marvin Aguamu. The Cougars, they're wearing their white home uniforms, maroon lettering with gold trim. The Eagles, they'll be wearing their red aways, white lettering along with numbers with some black trim. Again, it's shaping up to be a good one between these two conference rivals. The Cougars looking to stay hot. The Eagles looking to get back on track. As we're off here in Geisman, the Eagles win the tip-off. Hatton tipped it off, actually, but number 1, Jeff Kratz, got a hold of the tip, and the Eagles look to score on their first possession as they set up their half-court offense. So working around the perimeter, they get it inside to Aguamo. He misses the easy layup, but he gets the rebound and puts it back in. Eagles are up 2-0 to start the game.
And if you're Coach Kohler, that's something you don't want to see right off the bat. Benedictine getting an offensive rebound and putting it back up for the easy layup.
See, Justin Greenlee handles it now. He hands it off to Isaac Rudell, coming off a season-high 19 points against Rockford. He struggles a little, and it's going to be a turnover. Kratz, he's rushing up the floor. He's got Aguamo, and Aguamo, he puts it in and gets the and one. So looks like it'll be a 5-point lead if Aguamo can hit this free throw, and Eagles are off to a pretty good start here in Geisman.
And Isaac Rudell has been a great player all year for the Cougars. Just a little sloppy on the handles right there. Got to play a little bit smarter to start off the game.
You got to think the Cougars are feeling some pressure tonight. They're looking for their 6th straight win. They're 3rd in the conference. They want to keep that seeding up. It's going to be a big one if they can pull this win off. Aguamo, he missed the free throw. The Eagles did get it back, but they aren't able to convert. So the Cougars, they'll set up their offense now as Jordan Matthews starts directing the offense around as we get started here with the Cougars half-court offense. Greenlee hands it back to Matthews. Matthews, he's on the perimeter. He's guarded tightly by Kostic. Hands it off to Rudell at the top of the key. Back to Emmanuel Wilson now. Wilson will get it inside to Brett Hatton. And across the court, Justin Greenlee. He's going to take a drive to the basket, and he puts in the easy layup. Great move by Justin Greenlee.
What great vision by Brett Hatton to see Justin Greenlee all the way on the other side of the floor, be able to throw it across court, and Greenlee is able to drive in and get the layup.
Until he bullies his way to the basket. Hatton, a good contest. Another good contest from Hatton. Some great defense. The Eagles, they swing it around the perimeter, though. They get it into the corner for Montiel, and he misses the open three. So the Cougars, and out of nowhere, Kostic, he gets a steal off Rudell, and the ball will not tip in off the hands of Michael Johnson. Cougars finally get control. It's a 2-on-1 now with Matthews and Hatton. Matthews, and he lays it up, 5-4 Eagles.
It's great to see Matthews getting involved here early. Last game, he wasn't a huge star offensively, but he did just enough on defense to help get the Cougars a win over Rockford.
That's what's so great about this Cougars team is all these players can do a little bit of everything. Again, they're a very good, cohesive unit. As a great pickoff there from Justin Greenlee, looking like a defensive back in the NFL. Hand off to Wilson, and he puts it in for the score. The Cougars, take a 6-4 lead. We're going to get a 30-second timeout for the Eagles. Again, Cougars up 6-4, 17:49 left in the first half. Fine, we'll get it next time. All right, Cougars came out looking pretty slow, but obviously kicked it back into gear. So
last few possessions.
Well, we're back here after the timeout. The Cougars, so they came out looking pretty slow, Carter. They let up a 4-0 lead. It could have been a 5-0 lead if Aguamo, had hit that free throw. Now they've scored 6 straight to take the 2-point lead early here in the first half.
Yeah, the Cougars really picked it up on the last 3 possessions, able to convert off of turnovers, and that's something else that Coach Goller has been preaching to his Cougar team.
This is a very turnover-happy Cougars team as the Eagles look to even the odds here. A nice cut to the basket. That's by number 5, Nick Kosic. We talked about him pregame, and he's shown why he's one of the leaders of this Eagles squad. Yeah,
Nick Kosic has been huge for the Eagles. Like we mentioned in the pregame, he was freshman of the year 2 years ago at Benedictine, and he has been great for this Eagle team.
Into the top of the key. He fakes the 3. He'll drive to the basket, looks for contact, won't get it, and won't get the layup as well as the Eagles. They're heading the other way now. Over to Kosic at the top of the key. He drives to the paint. A nice little pass to Agwomo. He can't handle it, and Wilson picks up the scraps. Matthews, he's going to drive in now. He's going to try and take it all the way, and he just misses the layup. Almost a coast to coast for Jordan Matthews. As this time it's now Michael Johnson trying it, and he can't hit either of his layup options. So the Cougars, they're going to take the ball back down. Some fast-paced action here in Geisman right now as the Cougars look to finally slow things down, get their half-court offense set up.
Both teams look a little out of control here. It's definitely been a defensive slugfest to start off, but both teams just look a little caught off guard. Both coaches would like to see their team settle down a little bit, get into a rhythm.
Foul called on number 4, Marvin Agwomo of the Eagles. We got some substitutions for the Cougars coming in as Jacob Collicott, the freshman, number 5, as well as the senior, number 34, Landon Gladney, Justin Greenlee, and Brent Hatton. They're going to take a seat on the bench for a minute. Emmanuel Wilson, he's going to look to kickstart the offense from out of bounds. We'll get it over to Jordan Matthews. Matthews back to Collicott. Collicott can't get the inside pass, though, as Agwomo had some great defense. Kratz, he's rushing down the floor. He's going to pull back a little, though, let his offense get into place.
And if you're Collicott, you don't want to come into the game right away and force a turnover. I'd like to see how he responds later on in this half.
Tough mentality, next play mentality. That's what you got to have if you're the freshman. Kosic, he's forced to take a corner 3 as the shot clock was running down. He can't hit it. Collicott collects the rebound, and the Cougars are back on offense. He hands it off to Emmanuel Wilson. Over to Isaac Rudell in the corner. He'll take a 3, and it hits the net on the outside. We got a 2-1 break here for the Eagles, and Kosic, he lays it in. And now we see the Eagles take an 8-6 lead. We're going to get a 30-second timeout from the Cougars. Once again, Benedictine up 8-6 on CUC here in Geisman.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
We're back here in Geisman. We're coming out of the 30-second timeout. Once again, the Eagles are up 2 points on the Cougars. And Parker, neither offense looks really set right now. Very rushed, a couple mistakes on both ends. I mean, what are you seeing? What do these teams need to do to correct course right now?
I mean, the last shot by Rudell looked a little rushed, a little off balance. Probably not the shot that Coach Collar would like to see. I'd like to see the Cougars get a little bit more ball movement and try to get inside the paint a little bit.
They're going to call a travel on Landon Gladney. Gladney isn't really sure what was called there. He's not too happy about it, but nonetheless, it is an Eagles ball as they get set once again. So the Eagles, they called a timeout earlier. They came out, scored 4 straight to take this 8-6 lead. Now the Cougars, they called their own timeout. You got to hope they have a similar response as the Eagles set up offense. Cougars got to get a defensive stop here. Gladney, he's working on Montiel. Montiel backs into the post, and a great steal there by Emmanuel Wilson, some great help defense. He's going to try and take it all the way. He does, and he gets the and one. Emmanuel Wilson, he's got a chance at a three-point play for the Cougars.
And that play has Geisman rocking right now.
Geisman's one of those places when it gets filled with fans, as it is right now, it gets very loud in here whenever something big goes down for the Cougars, like that great Emmanuel Wilson play there. We saw him on the defensive end get the steal as he's able to hit the free throw, complete the three-point play. You got the steal on the defensive end of the court, rush it down for the coast-to-coast, and also picked up the and one. You can't ask for much more out of the kid.
It seems that Emmanuel Wilson has kind of found his stride later on as the season progressed. He wasn't a starter at the beginning, but he has worked his way into a starting role, and he's been huge for the Cougars offensively.
Defensively, on the other hand, the Cougars, they forced a turnover. They got a double team up on Michael Johnson, put the pressure on. Johnson just chucked that one into the stands. Looks like it hit some members of CUC's men's volleyball team. Hope they're okay and in preparation for tomorrow's opening night of the season for them. But we got a basketball game to play here now as Justin Greenlay surveys the floor. He's guarded by Johnson. Collicott, he handles it now beyond the arc. They're going to hand it to Gladney right outside. Low post. Gladney's working on Montiel. He's going to try and put up the little jumper, and he gets it. Landon Gladney, he gives the Cougars the 11-8 lead.
And don't let Landon Gladney's size fool you. We saw in that last play, he's very agile. He's got a quick release. What a great play by Gladney.
That's something to note. This is not a big Cougars team, especially with the injury to their 6'7" Tavares Davis-Williams. But they have great athleticism to make up for that lack of size. Sometimes it's Montiel. He hits it off the boards, but collecting the rebound is Marvin Aguomo, and he puts it in for the score.
And like we talked about, the Cougars cannot give up offensive rebounds. If you give the Eagles a chance for second chance points, that'll really hurt you later on in the game.
The Eagles, they are on a bit of a slide. 4 of their last 5 games have been losses, but they are still a challenging team as Landon Gladney's jumper was not strong enough. Hit the close side of the rim to him. Eagles collect the rebound. They're on offense now. Montiel, he surveys the floor. He's going to send a guy to the post, but he's not able to hit the Kratz. Aguamo, he's got Matthews on him. Eagles still looking for some kind of opening against his Cougars defense, and Aguamo, he's just going to create himself. He was backing up into Jalen Meeks.
And something to note about the Eagles, Trevor Montiel, he's a bigger guy, but we see him directing the offense right there. And don't let his size fool you either.
He's listed as a forward, but he's almost been playing a bit of a point guard role. The way, as Parker said, he's commanding the offense. As a turnover from the Cougars, it's going to be Kratz now. He lays it in for the score, and the Eagles, they build up a 3-point lead now, 14-11. Greenley, he's going to walk it down the court. He's pressured by Michael Johnson. You see both teams putting on some heavy pressure. A screen from Gladney, freed up Greenley, who dished it back to Gladney. And we're going to get a travel. It looks like it was on Landon Gladney again. And we're going to get some substitutions for the Eagles as well. Coming into the game, number 2, Connor Riley, number 13, Cade Ellingston, and as well number 31, Carter Knuckles.
And we see Coach Collar talking to Gladney over there on the sideline. He's not happy about all the turnovers.
See Gladney, he's going to leave the game. In comes Brett Hatton for the Cougars. Gladney, he's got 2 turnovers on the game as Montiel. We see him in the post once again. That one's over to Ellingston. He's going to post up from right above the free throw line, and he can't hit the jumper. Greenley, he's on the far sideline now. He's going to hand that back to Matthews. Matthews puts up the 3, and it's going to be an air ball. A nice save there by Emmanuel Wilson. And a great play there. That was Jalen Meeks. Carter Knuckles, he thought he had the open basket all to himself. Meeks came streaking out of nowhere, knocked the ball out of bounds. It's still Eagles ball, but great effort there from Meeks to stop the open layup.
And that's a great example of a hustle play. If you're Coach Collar, you want to see by Jalen Meeks. He never gave up on the play, and he prevented a 2-point play by the Eagles.
This is a very hard-working Cougars team as a 3 from Nick Kosic finds its way through the hoop. The Eagles, they are now up by 6 as we're at about the 12-minute mark of the first half. Matthews, he handles at the top of the key. He'll hand it off to Jalen Meeks. Meeks drives to the basket. He gets blocked by Carter Knuckles. Carter Knuckles quickly dishes it to Ellingson. Ellingson, he pulls back, though. Kosic from downtown. He puts it inside to Carter Knuckles. Carter Knuckles back to Connor Riley. Riley's looking around, a pick set by Knuckles. Knuckles slipped off the pick. He was open, but Brett Hatton was able to cover him. This is ref calls a stoppage. We get some substitutions for the Cougars. Coming in, number 14, Isaac Rudell. He's returning to the game and making his first appearance tonight is number 21, Kieran Heller.
Heller's been a good player for the Cougars. He's not as much of an offensive star as some of the other players, but he's been great shooting the ball from 3, almost shooting 30%.
Nice move by Ellenson to Knuckles right under the basket. He goes up. He can't hit the basket, but he does get the foul. So Carter Knuckles to the line to shoot 2. As the Eagles look to expand their lead. That foul was called on Kieran Helen of the Cougars. On the season, Knuckles, he's shooting about 63% from the free throw line. So he gets ready for his first shot. A little too much on that one. It hits the back of the iron and bounces off. Jeff Kratz, Marvin Agwomo coming back into the game for the Eagles as Montiel and Kosic are going to take a seat at the Gatorade cooler. Knuckles, his second free throw. It's too little on that one as it hits off the front of the iron. But we get another call on from the ref. It looks like it's going to be a foul on the Cougars. And Knuckles, he's going to line up for another free throw for a chance to redeem himself right now after 2 misses. And Knuckles will finally hit one. 3rd time's the charm for the freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri. Jordan Matthews, he handles the ball now. He's being guarded by Connor Riley. Hand off to Rudell. Rudell tried to dish it inside to Brett Hatton. It's over to the corner for Emmanuel Wilson. And he hits the 3. He gets a little help from both the rim and the backboard. But the Cougars, they end their little mini scoring drought. They're back on the board 18-14.
And sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. And that was a perfect example right there.
It looked like it was going to bounce off the rim and out, but it took a bounce off the backboard and a big block there. I believe that was Brett Hatton. Went out off of him, but so it's going to maintain Eagles possession.
And if you're the Cougars, you want to be smart defensively. The Eagles have gotten a few trips to the line, and that's something you don't want. You don't want the Eagles getting to the line. That gives them a big advantage, especially later down the stretch of the game.
Free throw line is called the charity stripe because you're essentially giving the opposition some free points. The Eagles, they got to work for their points right now, though, as they're back on offense. Kieran Helen plays some tough defense, and the jumper won't go, but Marvin Ogwomo, he'll get the rebound, and he'll put in another basket. He's got 8 points on the night already. He's shooting 4 for 5.
And that's another thing that'll kill you, offensive rebounds. Cougars have already given up 15 to the Eagles. That's not the way you want to start off a game.
Kieran Heller, he'll drive now. He'll dish off to Wilson. Wilson, he'll go to the middle of the court. He dishes outside to Brett Hatton for the 3, and he drains it. The Cougars, they're getting some help from beyond the arc right now. 2 straight 3s for the Cougar squad. They're within 3 now, 20-17. Benedictine leads. Agwomo, he'll dish off, and a good deflection there from Rudell as Matthews is able to snag it out of the air, give Cougars possession back.
And Rudell has shown glimpses of why he was the NACC South Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Rudell, he can't quite hit that jumper right there. He tried to do a little floater. Now Agwomo, and he goes up and he gets the dunk. Marvin Agwomo. But they're going to call a foul on him, so they're going to take it off the board. Interesting to see what the official call is going to be, but Agwomo, he went from having a dunk that got the whole Benedictine bench up on their feet to getting it wiped off the board.
And Geisman is rocking once again.
That's Agwomo. It's his second. It's going to be a technical foul, in fact, they're calling that right now. So, couldn't see what quite happened. Now they are leaving his points up on the board, so it must have been something after the dunk. As Matthews, he misses the first free throw. Agwomo must have said that magic word to somebody and led to a technical. So Matthews, he got the Cougars free throw. He wasn't able to convert. The lead is 22-17 Benedictine. Isaac Rudell, he's going to start on the Cougars baseline. Cougars need to get something offensively going. They find themselves down by 5. We're a little over halfway through the first half right now. Matthews, he hands it off to Wilson. Wilson dishes across to Rudell, back to Matthews. Heller now at the top of the key, all the way over to Emmanuel Wilson. A little bounce pass to Landon Gladney. He's going to go to work now Gladney, a little turnaround, but he can't hit it. Foul called on the Cougars. Number 23, Emmanuel Wilson. So he's going to go to the bench. He's going to get checked in by Jalen Meeks as Benedictine has possession.
And that's already 2 on Emmanuel Wilson. Have to play smarter basketball, especially when you're a big-time player for the Cougars. Wilson,
a player the Cougars cannot afford to lose right now. 8 points on the day, 3 for 3 from the field, including a three-pointer. So he's having himself a nice night so far if he can stay out of foul trouble. The Eagles, they get back to work though. Nice move there by Riley all the way out, and Montiel cannot hit the long 3. As Rudell hands it off to Matthews, back to Rudell, over to Kieran Helen. He's going to take a 3 of his own now, and a little too much on that one, but Gladney gathers the rebound. Rudell back at the top of the key.
And we talked about the agility of Landon Gladney. He displayed it right there on that rebound. He got some serious airtime.
A little floater from Jordan Matthews. That's not going to hit. It bounced off the iron. A handoff now to Jeff Kratz of the Eagles. Gladney, he's going to guard Montiel. Montiel, he hits a nice little fadeaway over Landon Gladney.
And what a tough shot by Montiel. It was great defense by Gladney, just a better shot by Montiel.
Montiel, we've said it before, he's a very versatile player. He looks like a typical center, but you've seen him take some threes, some mid-range jumpers. He's doing a bit of it all right now for the Eagles' offense. A big reason they're up 24-17 right now. It's Matthews, he puts the spin move on Connor Riley, drives to the basket, and lays it off the board for the 2 points.
Nice athletic play from Matthews right there. Great to see him getting involved offensively.
Riley back to Montiel. Straddling the three-point line. A little bounce pass now to Ellingson. Ellingson, he gets in trouble, though, so he's going to dish it out to Jeff Kratz. Kratz, a jumper at the free throw line. Too much on it. Hits off the boards, and the Cougars get possession back. Ooh, great jump there by Meeks to gather that ball. And he's a little too much on his shot, as now the Eagles are going to drive back down. And a nice spin move from Connor Riley. Lays it in off the backboard for the 2 points for the Eagles. They maintain their 7-point lead right now.
The Eagles have shown they're not afraid to drive in the paint. They're not afraid to shoot with a guy in their face, shoot those contested shots. Like the aggressive approach right here from the Eagles.
Cougars are playing some tough defense as Rudell, he'll post up from the corner, and he hits the back of the iron. Rudell, he's holding his eye, it looks like. There's no call on the play. You got to hope he's okay. Great play there by Meeks to disrupt the offense. And Kieran Helen, he'll pick off the inbound attempt by number 23, Mark Blazik. Gladney now, he's going to take a 3, and he's going to hit it. Nothing but net for Landon Gladney, and the Cougars find themselves within 4 all of a sudden, as we're going to get a timeout here from Benedictine. So again, your score right now, 26-22, 6:46 left, and we'll be back.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments.
We're back here. We got a little correction. That timeout was actually called by the officials. That's why there's a little confusion on how long it was. So the Eagles, they get possession now. We see Rudell is off the floor. We saw him holding his eye after a three-point attempt. Might have been what the timeout was for, to make sure he's okay. He's on the Cougars bench, though. That's a good sign. So coming in for the Eagles, number 31, Carter Knuckles. Nick Kostic, he inbounds it to Montiel. Montiel, he's got an open lane. He's going to take the jumper, and he hits it. Montiel saw the open lane, but he pulled up from the free throw line.
We see Hatton just reached a little bit on that and gave Montiel the open jumper.
There's no one in front of Montiel, and he took a jumper that he seems to have no problem hitting. As a aggressive steal from Nick Kostic, he ripped it out of the hands from the Cougars player. Montiel, he dishes it inside to Carter Knuckles, and Knuckles hits the tough shot. So all of a sudden, coming out of the timeout, the Eagles, they score 4 right off the bat.
What vision by Montiel at the top of the key and able to see his guy open on the block, get the layup.
Justin Greenlee, he's going to go to work now. Dishes to the corner. Jordan Matthews, he's going to try and drive to the basket. Pulls some moves on Johnson, and he hits the tough shot. Jordan Matthews, it seems everything he does right now is resulting in some points. He's got some fancy footwork to go along with it. Knuckles now, he's being guarded by Matthews. Pick set by Carter Knuckles, and now it's out to Montiel for the three, and he hits it. Man, as Parker's been saying, Montiel's just been all over the court tonight.
He's not afraid to shoot those contested shots. A guy was right in the face, but he just stood in there and shot the three.
So the Cougars, they need to find a response to this Benedictine offense. Brett Hatton, he'll take the corner three, and it rolls in and rolls out. Tough luck for Brett Hatton as the Eagles go the other way now. Switch on defense there. Hatton takes possession of the offensive. Now that one's across the court, and Johnson's shot is not going to find its way home as the Cougars get possession now. Greenlee in the corner. He's guarded by Kratz. Greenlee, he's going to go to work in the paint. He dishes out to Matthews. Up to Matthews, excuse me. That was Meeks, but Matthews at the top of the key hits the three. So Cougars getting a little help from downtown tonight. It's a big reason they're only down by 6 right now.
And as you were talking about, it just seems everything that Matthew does is working for him, already with 9 points in the game.
We saw Jalen Meeks. He took a tough hit. It was a called block on Meeks. So it's going to result in 2 points for the 2 free throws for the Eagles, I should say. Meeks, he's still down on the ground. You just got to hope he's okay. He's a key part of this Cougars squad, both on offense and defense.
Yeah, Meeks has been huge for this Cougar offense, shooting 27% from 3 and 43% from the field. That's something you don't want to see if you're a Cougar fan.
We see him get up and walk towards the trainer part of the Cougars bench. He's going to get looked at. You hope he just got the wind knocked out of him. Again, it was a huge hit between him and Michael Johnson. And it was called blocking on Meek, so tough break for the 5th year out of Aurora, Colorado. And Michael Johnson, he's going to take his 2 free throws. And his first one, it hit off the front of the rim, hit off the back of the rim, and went out. So no good for the first free throw for Michael Johnson. On the season, he's shooting 72% from the charity stripe. See if he can go 1 for 2 right now. And he does. He hits his second free throw. Grows the Benedictine lead to 7, 34-27 Eagles. Greenlee now, he's guarded by Johnson. Greenlee, he's got some nice moves, got some quick feet and change of direction. He's going to land Gladney now, right above the baseline. He's going to go to work on Carter Knuckles. Gladney, and he can't hit the turnaround on Carter Knuckles, but a good disrupt from Jacob Collicott. It was off of him before it went out, so Eagles will maintain possession.
The right idea by Gladney. He was one-on-one with the defender. Just did a little spin move, just couldn't quite get it to roll in.
Collicott on Johnson now. We see both teams really pressuring out on defense, usually taking control over who they're going to guard. Past the half-court line as a nice entry pass all the way inside to Jeff Kratz. Kratz beyond the arc now. Some tough defense from the Cougars here. That's Nick Kosic. He's got to put it up, and it wouldn't count anyways as the shot clock went off. But he did miss it, so would not have mattered.
Huge defensive stand for the Cougars.
We saw what really makes this Cougars defense tick. They got quick feet. They're always in the face of their opponents, always making things really, really tough for the opposition, and it paid off there as they get the stop. As they look to claw their way back into this one. He'll come across the top now. He'll pass it off to Landon Gladney to Isaac Rudell. Back to Wilson. Rudell, he puts the move, and back to Wilson. Out to Collicott in the corner for the three. Count it. Jacob Collicott hits the corner three. The Cougars, they're now 5 for 10 from beyond the arc. And again, like I said, it's a big reason they're in this game right now is Carter Knuckles. He'll take one of his own, and he can't even hit the rim on that one. So it's going to be Cougars possession, and Knuckles is definitely hearing it from this Geisman crowd.
Just what the Cougars needed, a little bit of momentum. First the shot by Collicott, then the missed shot by Knuckles, giving the Cougars a little bit of momentum, just what they need right now.
Eagles get some fresh faces on the court. Knuckles and Mason Sobiex will take a seat. Head to the Gatorade cooler for a second as the Cougars, they were setting up their offense, but they got a call. So it goes on Emmanuel Wilson. It's an offensive foul. Actually going to call it a turnover. He might have stepped out of bounds just slightly. Collicott's back on Michael Johnson now. Collicott, he's guarding Johnson down on the Eagles side of the court. Johnson to Montiel at the top. Montiel back to Johnson in the post, and a nice move by Johnson to work around the flying Jordan Matthews for the score.
And Benedictine has just been hitting some tough shots.
Collicott now, he's guarded by Jeff Kratz. Collicott's going to cut to the inside. Nice little bounce pass to Gladney. Gladney, and he's going to draw the foul. It's about the best he could hope for. He was being smothered by number 2, Connor Riley. So he doesn't get the basket, but he is going to go to the line. Gladney shooting 59% from the charity stripe this year as his first shot is up. And it bounces out. An unlucky bounce there for Landon Gladney. He's going to set up for the second one. And that one also takes an unfortunate bounce. So Landon Gladney, he goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line as there's less than 2 minutes to go in this first half of action. Montiel for 3, no good. Not enough on it as it hits off the front of the iron. Cougars have possession now as Isaac Rudell, he'll send it down to Brett Hatton, sends it down to Landon Gladney in the corner to the top. Jordan Matthews, he's working on Michael Johnson. Rudell across the court to Gladney, who digs his way into Montiel, but he misses the shot. Good defense there by Montiel to stand tall on Gladney. Instead, we're going to get a timeout from Benedictine. A 30-second timeout from Benedictine. They lead the Cougars 36-30, 1:25 left in the first half.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
The 30-second timeout is over, and we're back here in Geisman. Benedictine leads the Cougars 36-30, and Parker, it just looks like this Cougars offense is a little unsure about what they want to do tonight.
Yeah, they're scoreless in the last minute and 34. It just looks like they just can't seem to find their groove right now. They got hot a little bit in the middle of the first half, but just kind of lost it ever since.
Johnson, an athletic finish. It didn't go in, and it wouldn't have mattered anyways as they're going to call an offensive foul. I believe that one should be a charge on Michael Johnson. And so Jordan Matthews, he'll take it up the court now. Looks to get this Cougars offense set and started as they got to find some magic here in the last minute to pull within before halftime. Brett had a nice little fake, a drive to the rim, and he's going to get a foul That one was on Jeff Kratz, so Brett Hatton draws the foul on his way to the rim. He's going to take 2 free throws. See if he can close this 6-point gap right now.
And this is what the Cougars need to do. They need to drive in the paint. They need to draw the fouls and get to the line. It's a big part of why Benedictine is up. They've been able to do that so far in the half.
When your offense is struggling from half court as Hatton hits his first shot, a good way to get back in the game, of course, is to draw some fouls and get some free throws. Just try and keep yourself in it until your offense can find that groove they've been looking for. Hatton's second free throw, it's no good. The Cougars, they're now 2 for 5 from the line tonight. It's Montiel, he drives to the inside. Now Johnson, and he slips on the court. He's still able to get it to Knuckles, and Knuckles gets denied. Welcome to the block party, Landon Gladney, as now Brett Hatton pulls out a fancy move. It's off the backboard. Glandon, him and Knuckles get tangled up. Knuckles gets thrown down to the ground by Landon Gladney. Interesting to see what's going to be coming out of this one. Knuckles and Landon Gladney got tied up for the rebound. They were dancing around, and it ended up with Gladney throwing Carter Knuckles to the ground. Both teams are getting set to their benches right now. They're going to let tempers cool a little bit as they figure out what the call is here.
And this is just the game you expected from Benedictine and Concordia. A very heated matchup. It's a bitter rivalry. Fans came in here expecting to see tempers flare a little bit, and they're getting what they've wanted.
And I think the key thing was that Gladney's throwdown of Knuckles, I don't know if there's really a better way to put it, was after the whistle was called. The two were still struggling for the ball, even though the play was blown dead. So again, we see the refs conversing. Tonight's officials, David Garish, Kevin Motor, and Dale Brady. They're discussing, decide if any disciplinary action should be taken because of this. Gladney's still on the court, though, getting talked to by head coach Steve Kohler, along with the other 4 who were on the court at the time.
And if you're Coach Kohler, you're telling your team to settle down. We know how intense this rivalry can be. You have to play smart, though, because you can't afford to have some of your good players get into foul trouble.
Well, it will definitely be interesting to see who comes out of here with the momentum. You know, Benedictine obviously wants to stand up for the freshman Carter Knuckles, while the Cougars, they were starting to get a little something going before this stoppage of play. You see the refs are still talking it through. If you look at the stats really quick, the Cougars, one place they have found success tonight is the three-point land. They're 5 from 10 from beyond the arc, 50%. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, they're struggling with free throws. They're 2 for 6 on the night for 33%. From the field as a whole, they're shooting 44.4% as we see both teams ready to get back into action. The refs are still talking things through, though. Gladney is back on the court, as is Carter Knuckles, so.
And if you're a Cougar fan, you're happy to see Gladney back on the court.
Still is a chance that a foul is called on Gladney. Again, it was a little aggressive after the whistle. But nothing has been called as of yet, as the officials are still talking things through. You're also glad to see Knuckles, the freshman. He is okay. He was thrown down to the ground pretty hard by Gladney. See, the teams, they look like they're ready. Coach Kohler isn't even talking to the Cougars anymore. He's back on the sideline as the 5 are back out on the court. But the officials are really, really talking things through, want to make sure things are called the right way and that we are safe to continue play here after things got a little heated for a second.
You know, Peter, going back to your point, Cougars only shooting 33% from the free throw line. That's not what you want to see for Coach Collar. You want to see your team hitting your free throws, especially when you're drawing the fouls, getting in there, drawing the fouls. Haven't done that too much tonight. That's something, you'll look to adjust and do better in the second half. But you got to be able to hit your free throws if you want to stay in this game.
Well, and if a point to be made is that if things are going to get heated, as things look like they are, tensions are going to rise, we're about to get an official call, you're probably going to see more players get to the line, which means, they're going to need to start hitting their free throws. So you see the officials talking to the scorers table. We're going to get an official announcement on what the call is pretty soon here. Gladney still is on the court. Of course, that could change. Possession would be awarded to the Cougars on the jump ball. This is something to keep in mind now. The referee's really making sure they get this call right. As we see the head coaches are now called over to the scorers table. Talk things through with the referee.
We see Gladney on the court, but Knuckles appears to be off, so the officials may be thinking that something happened with Knuckles, and the foul may be on Knuckles.
Well, while they figure it out, we're going to go back to the box score really quick. Rebounds is a thing that really needs to be watched right now. Parker's pointed out a couple times throughout the broadcast. Benedictine out-rebounding the Cougars 25-10. It's a big reason that they are up right now. They're able to control those boards, put those points back in easily. Cougars are going to need to turn that around, especially in the second half. Again, we only have 32 seconds left in the first half. But this discussion between the refs and now head coaches of both squads making this first half last a little bit longer than it was originally intended to. Cougars are head coached by Steve Kohler. You mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. It is his 40th birthday today. Shout out to the CUC football team for putting a little sign display up for him at the baseline before the game started. For his opponents, they're being led by Keith Bunkenberg. He's in his 27th season with the Eagles. He's found some good successes. He has a record of 423 wins to 254 losses. Still waiting for the official announcement. Very unusual situation for sure between these two teams right now.
The officials are really trying to make sure they're getting this call right.
Once again, so the Cougars are looking for their 6th straight win tonight. They are the hottest team in the NAC right now. They currently sit at 3rd in the conference with a 6-3 in conference record. The Eagles are looking to turn things around. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Now, in fact, before that little slid started, they had won 4 of their past 5. So almost a tale of 2 teams this season for the Eagles. I believe the refs have made their call. They're just making sure the scorers get it down right. I'm sure I think it's confident something might be called on Gladney for his play after the whistle.
Looks like this foul might go both ways. We see the officials and Coach Collar pointing at Gladney, and Knuckles is off the court.
Now, even though it was Gladney who had the most explicit aggression in that little tang-up when he threw Knuckles down to the ground, Knuckles was also struggling after the play with Gladney. It wasn't like Gladney is completely at fault here. So, like Parker said, I would not be surprised if both teams get from some free throws here. Looks like Isaac Rudell will get some for the Cougars here. He's standing next to the ref on the free throw line on the Eagles side of the court. And yep, Rudell is going to get 2 free throws. We'll get the official call to you once it has been made. And Rudell, he continues the Cougars free throw struggles. He misses the first one. They're now 2 for 7 from the line. As his second one, it finds its way home. So Rudell, he'll go 1 for 2 from the court. So we get the official call here. A technical was actually called on Mason Sobiesk. As the Cougars get possession, Gladney, he drives to the rim, gets the bucket. As I was saying, number 20, Mason Sobiesk was called with the technical, which is why the Cougars got to their 2 free throws from Rudell. A little surprised nothing was called on Gladney, actually. Sobiesk must have said something after the play that the refs just didn't like. As Michael Johnson, he drives to the court. He's looking for the foul. He got the basket, though. Rudell, he's going to send it up from half court, and it hits the backboard. No good. Both teams are going to head to the locker room now as the first half concludes. So the Cougars, they pull within 4 at the end of the half. The Eagles currently lead 38-34. We'll be back with you in just a bit for second half action here from Geisman Gymnasium. Welcome back here in Geisman Gymnasium. Second half action about to kick off. The Benedictine Eagles lead your CUC Cougars 38-34 now. We have some things to clarify before we get a little first half recap off that last play. So offsetting technicals were called against both benches, and then a technical was called on number 20 of Benedictine, Mason Sobiesk, for coming off the bench. He's not ejected, though, because it wasn't a fight. That's why we saw Isaac Rudell take the 2 free throws. So you got to wonder how things are going to flare up in the second half, if they're going to, as, again, as Parker's mentioned, as we've all mentioned, tensions are definitely high in this conference matchup. Now, we go back to that first half. The name of the game was the free throws, Parker. The Cougars, they went 3 for 8 from the free throw line, and Benedictine wasn't much better. They went 2 for 5, excuse me. So both teams are going to need to improve from the three-point line. We're going to take a look here at the rest of the stats. They're going to pop up on your screen in just a second. So again, we see the score 38-34 Benedictine. And one thing that really does pop off the page right now, Parker, is that three-point field goal percentage.
Yeah, the Cougars are shooting 50% from the three, and that's really what's kept them in this ball game. And we see Benedictine shooting almost 49% from the field, and that's giving them a big advantage over the Cougars as well.
Like Parker said, those threes are really keeping the Cougars in the game. Every time Benedictine seems to start pulling away, some Cougar will hit a big-time three to put them right back in the game. They're going to need to have a little bit more of a sustained offense, though, if they want to pull back into this game, this 4-point deficit, and take the lead. But something else to really take notice of as we're about to get started off here are the rebounds. Benedictine doubling up the Cougars, 25 rebounds to 12. That's going to need a change. We've seen that result in the points in the paint. Benedictine scored 26 points, while Cougars have only scored 16. We're only about 20 seconds left in halftime as we get set to continue tonight's matchup between these conference rivals in what is a big game for both these teams. Cougars are looking for their 6th straight win if they're able to pull off the second half comeback, which has been a recurring theme. Granted, they've had quite a few second half comebacks in this 5-game win streak. Benedictine, they're looking to get back on track after losing the last 4 of 5. But they know they got a hungry Cougars team snapping at their heels, especially after things got a little heated in that last couple minutes of the first half.
And if you're Coach Caller, you'd like to see how your team responds, especially to when things got a little dicey at the end. You want a great response from your team, especially when you're down by 4.
So Kratz, he's going to inbound it to Montiel. He's guarded by Hatton. Montiel, he does a lot of work beyond the perimeter, despite his center-like size. This is Michael Johnson. He'll kick it out to Nick Kosic, back to Montiel. Montiel sets a screen on Rudell. Rudell's able to fight through it, stick with Kosic. Kosic, a jumper, and he can't hit it. Brett Hatton grabs the rebound.
Great defensive play right there by the Cougars, forcing the Eagles to shoot an off-balance shot. It ended up working in their favor.
That was Kosic's second missed field goal all game. Brett Hatton, he looks like he's going to fake the three. He drives, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Jeff Kratz.
And that's just what we talked about, Peter. Cougars need to get to the free throw line, except now they need to convert. That'll keep them in this game.
Good things happen when you take it to the rack, whether it be points, whether it be a trip to the free throw line, as we see here from Brett Hatton. He's shooting 58% on the field, and he misses his first one. And Parker, no one seems to be able to hit a free throw tonight.
And it's been huge. A huge theme so far tonight. The Cougars have to be able to hit free throws.
And Hatton, he airballs his second one. Neither team, again, looking great from the charity stripe. Got to wonder how that's going to impact the score as we get down into crunch time and it becomes a possible 1-2 point game. Those free throws, those missed free throws could really come back to bite somebody. Michael Johnson handles it now, up to Montiel, top of the key, guarded by Brett Hatton.
And I like the approach by the Cougars right now. They're really aggressive on defense. I think it's a great approach right now when you're down by 4.
Corner three, and it's not enough. It rolls off the rim. Isaac Rudell finally brings down the rebound after a couple Eagles tipped it. Justin Greenlee now, he brings it up. He's guarded by Agwomo. And they're calling a foul on Agwomo. Looks like he got a little bit too much of Greenlee. I think this could really easily come down to a battle of who can keep their composure. Again, things got a little intense to end the first half. Now it becomes a matter of what team can keep the cool head and play their game without getting into foul trouble. As Isaac Rudell handles it, he's going to send it across court to Justin Greenlee, who sends up the three, and he hits it. Justin Greenlee, big three. As the Cougars pull within one now.
And we see why Justin Greenlee started this game. You know, last game scoring 13, a season high, a career high. We see him start to step up a little bit more offensively, whereas at the beginning of the season he was more of a game manager. Big three from Greenlee right there.
Back on the court, we saw Jordan Matthews and Jalen Meeks double teaming Michael Johnson. Matthews got a little bit too much of Johnson. He's called for the foul. Eagles reset now. Cougars have one foul on the board already in this half. The Eagles have two. Johnson gets some tip of the ball. Almost looked like it was a reach-in, in fact, so the Eagles will be resetting from the inbound pass from Jeff Kratz to Michael Johnson. He's guarded again by Jordan Matthews. Meeks and Matthews, they double team Johnson for a little bit. They swing it over to Agwomo. Agwomo, a big hit on Jalen Meeks, and he's going to get called for the charge. Agwomo not happy about that call.
And Agwomo already with 3 fouls on the game. It's big for the Cougars. He's been a key part of the Eagles offense, and to see him get taken out of the game, it's big for the Cougars.
I was just going to mention Agwomo's finding himself in some trouble lately. Clearly a very passionate and driven player, and might just be letting the atmosphere get the best of him right now, as this Geisman Gymnasium is letting him hear it. Brett Hatton from three off the back of the iron, but Isaac Rudell gathers the rebound. He's going to give it back to Hatton. Hatton, a spin move, and it just bounces off the rim. He needed a little luck on that one and didn't get it. And Carter Knuckles can't come down with the pass. Jalen Meeks undercut him a little bit. No foul called. Could have been a possible pass interference play, as Meeks, that one hits off the front of the iron.
We forgot to mention Meeks went out with an injury in the first half. It's a good thing to see him back out here on the court in the second.
Just thinking the same thing, Parker. It's always great to see a leader like Jordan Meeks back on the floor. The fifth-year player has been big for the Cougars this year. As him and Justin Greenlee, they guarded up top before it's passed down Montiel. Michael Johnson, and he can't get it, but Carter Knuckles, and he can't get it either. He grabbed the rebound, and Benedictine seems to be struggling a little to put the ball in the basket right now.
The Cougars are getting a couple lucky breaks right now at the start of the second.
Eagles are 0 for 3 from the field in the second, and Jalen Meeks works his way in, puts the ball through the basket. Cougars now lead the game 39-38. They're on a 5-0 run to start this second half.
It's nice to see Jalen Meeks get his first bucket of the game right there. Came at a big time for the Cougars.
Hatton, he's guarding Montiel, and he gets blocked by Hatton. Hatton got a little bit on the ball. Cougars are one of the better blocking teams in the conference. In fact, they're the best blocking team. As Jordan Matthews, he winds up for the three. Bang! Jordan Matthews. He puts up the three. And we're going to get a timeout here from the Eagles. Looks like it's going to be a full 1-minute timeout, as head coach Keith Bunkenberg wants to talk things over, as his team is now down 38-42. The Cougars, 16:01 left in the second half.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose. so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
8-0. That is the run the Cougars currently find themselves in, as they've found themselves 42-38 over the Eagles. And Parker, you talked to me during that break. There was a nice play that set up that big three from Jordan Matthews.
I think something that really went unnoticed was the pass by Jalen Meeks. He could have easily pulled the trigger and shot the wide open three. He decided to give it up to his teammate Jordan Matthews, who was able to sink the play. That's the kind of thing Coach Collar's looking for, those unselfish plays, putting your teammates in other positions to be successful.
Right by Kosic, he'll dish it off to Knuckles, and Knuckles breaks the scoring drought for the Eagles. He puts 2 up on the board. That's the first field goal made for the Eagles in this second half. They now trail only by 2, as another corner three from Wilson, and a little too much sauce on that one. As the Eagles are going to get possession on the baseline. Montiel gets set to kickstart the offense. Looks like Collicott is going to pressure Johnson at the three-point line on the opposite end of the court of where the Eagles are trying to score. So again, that really aggressive defense for the Cougars. Johnson, he's driving, he stops, and a nice little block there. It's more of a tip by Jalen Meeks. Didn't get a shot off, so not officially a block. And they're going to call foul on Emmanuel Wilson, or excuse me, a turnover, I should say. So the Cougars had some speed going down. Looks like Emmanuel Wilson just kind of lost control a little bit. So the Eagles get possession now, as we see a lot of Cougars jumbled up at the half court line. As Meeks sends the other Cougars off, and he's going to take on Johnson alone. Johnson hands off to Kosic. Kosic is getting guarded by Collicott and Gladney. Gladney works his way back in, but that's going to be from 3, and it's good. That's Jeff Kratz.
It was great ball movement by the Eagles, swinging the ball around a couple times, eventually able to get it to Jeff Kratz, who was able to knock down the open 3.
Kratz has 5 points on the game, 2 for 3 from the field, one of those being that three-pointer you just saw. Gladney's working on Montiel in the post. He's going to deliver it to Collicott. Collicott's going to put the moves on Kratz, but he gets fouled on the way up. So Jacob Collicott is going to go to the line now. Let's see if he could break the Cougars' free throw woes of this game. Collicott, the freshman out of Lafayette, Indiana. He's shooting 79 from the charity stripe, and he hits his first one. Hopefully a sign of things to come from the Cougars at the free throw line. So they're now shooting 4 from 11. Collicott's second free throw, and it's no good. So Montiel, he hit that ball off of Gladney before he fell out of bounds. So last touch by Landon Gladney. Eagles ball. Johnson's taking it down now. See Knuckles and Ellingson go into motion. Ellingson, he's guarded by Collicott. He'll dish across to Johnson. Johnson, though, he has no opening, so Ellingson's just going to take the 3 himself, and it bounces off the front of the rim. Knuckles puts the tough basket back in. The Eagles find themselves back up 45-43. Here comes Jacob Collicott, though. Had a bad angle, hit the bottom of the rim. And they're going to call, I believe, a reach-in foul on Jacob Collicott. Got a little too much arm on that attempted steal.
See, Collicott just got a little bit too aggressive right there. He's been good for the Cougars all year on defense, leading the team with 21 steals. Just a little bit too aggressive right there.
So after the Cougars open up the half 8-0, the Eagles have gone on a 7-1 run of their own now as Montiel, he pulls up with the J. He can't hit it. Rudell pulls down the rebound. So both teams going on a little bit of a run as we get a foul on Michael Johnson. Cougars built a big lead in this second half right off the bat, and now, thanks to the run of their own, the Eagles have pulled back to the lead. It's 45-43, 13:22 left in regulation, as Meeks will inbound to Greenlee.
And Peter, it looks like both teams are just getting a little bit too aggressive on defense. We're seeing a lot of silly fouls been committed so far in the second half.
Again, it almost seems like whoever is the most level-headed is going to come away with the win tonight. As Gladney, he's working in the post. Greenlee to Collicott to Rudell, back inside to Jalen Meeks. Music, the turnaround jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Collicott putting the pressure on at half court as he has been doing all night, this time on number 2, Connor Riley. Montiel, Jalen Meeks now. The switch, Gladney and Meeks double team. Montiel, he's going to pull up with the J, and it's in and it's out. No good from Trevor Montiel, the 6'5 sophomore out of Roselle, Illinois. Greenlee, he puts the moves on and Meeks, a nice acrobatic move, but he's not able to finish. He gets the rebound though. Collicott outside the perimeter. Isaac Rudell, no good. Another unlucky bounce that we've been seeing all day from the Cougars. Is Montiel, he'll throw that ball off of Jalen Meeks, so it's out of bounds off Meeks, Eagles ball.
And Peter, like you mentioned, just an unlucky bounce for the Cougars. It was a nice shot by Rudell. Has got a pretty release, just couldn't seem to fall in the basket.
Connor Riley handles the ball now. Cougars look like they're playing a little trap game with him between Collicott and Hatton. It's going to be a kick ball off of Brett Hatton. He was the closest Cougar in the vicinity. So Cade Ellington will get set to inbound now, I should say. Collicott, he's guarding Connor Riley out in Steph Curry range. Ellington takes the ball now. Tries to put the move on Hatton, but Hatton sticks with him. Nick Kosic now works with the ball. Ellington a three. No good, too much. It hits the back of the iron, but Kosic is able to get the rebound, reset the offense. Connor Riley, he drives, he dishes off, and it's tipped by Jalen Meeks. Justin Greenlee pulls it down.
I like how the Cougars have transitioned to a 1-3-1 defense. It's allowing the Cougars to be able to guard both of the wings very well and not letting the Eagles get some easy shots.
Oh, and Hatton did a good job working to the inside against Knuckles, but he can't finish. So the Eagles now, Meeks up on Kosic. Back to Riley. Riley looking around for an opening. This one back to Kosic. He's being guarded by Greenlee. He's working around the perimeter. And and it's back outside to Riley. And it's not gonna count. Turnover on the Eagles before the three. So the Cougars are gonna get possession now.
Another big break for the Cougars.
See the Cougars' hands really coming in handy right now. They are a very active team hands-wise. We saw Agwomo was driving to the basket on his way up. Ball got blocked. I think it was Jalen Meeks who got his hands in there. It's kind of a staple of this Cougars' fast-paced off defense. And a foul on Nick Kosic now. You see head coach of Benedictine, Keith Bunkenberg, not happy with the calls that are being made against his Eagles squad. Kieran Heller's going to check into the game for the Cougars. Justin Greenlee's going to take a seat on the bench. Jalen Meeks, he'll get set to inbound now. We've been at 45-43 for a hot minute now. Both teams struggling to find the basket. The defenses are playing some really good ball. Isaac Rudell over to Jalen Meeks on the perimeter. He's guarded by Agwomo. To the corner, Kieran Helen, he's able to keep it in, but he steps out. Brought the ball down before it sailed out of bounds, but as he did, he stepped out of bounds. So Eagles get the ball.
Just a little bit of a high pass by Meeks, not able to bring it down.
That doesn't help Kieran Heller, one of the shorter players on this Cougar squad at 5'10". Still a great player for the CUC team, but a pass that's a little high, he's probably not going to be able to bring down as he wasn't there. Eagles, they swing it around the outside, and a three from Ellingson that builds the Benedictine lead up to 5, 48-43.
And that's how the Eagles have been beating this 1-3-1 zone that we've seen from the Cougars. Great ball movement. It's allowed them to get open shots, take the open shots, and able to sink them.
Rudell from the corner, no good. Fast ball movement is how you beat a good zone. And Aguomo, and he gets hit on the way up. So Aguomo, he'll go to the free throw line. It'll be his second trip of the night. His first one, he went 0 for 1. In his, on the season, he's shooting 48%. His first shot, in and out. So both teams continuing to struggle from the free throw line. Benedictine now shooting 2 for 6. As Aguomo gets set for his second free throw attempt. And that one comes up short. Montiel pulls the rebound, though. Isaac Rudell, he went up and over Montiel. Rudell, nice show of sportsmanship, made sure Montiel was okay when he came back down. So Montiel will go to the line on after the foul from Isaac Rudell. This is Montiel's first trip to the charity stripe as Kieran Hellen's going to exit the game for Justin Greenlee. On the season, Montiel, he's shooting 68%. There's his first shot. Off the front of the rim, Cougars get possession. It's Justin Greenlee, he brings it the other way now. The Eagles are now in the bonus. As a shot from Emmanuel Wilson is not good. Cougars are trying to exploit that 3 ball, but they just have not been able to hit them.
A thing to note, Emmanuel Wilson with 4 fouls in the game with 9 minutes left to go. He's got to play really smart. He cannot put himself in a position to foul and then get out of the game. Cougars really need him right now.
Tough basket from Michael Johnson. It's going to be a foul now on Cade Ellingson as the Cougars were trying to bring it down the court. So the Cougars, they're going to go in the bonus now. They'll get a 1-and-1 for Justin Greenlee. Something to note, both teams are in the bonus now. You combine that with the fact that they're both shooting. Well, Cougars are shooting 33% from the free throw line. The Eagles are shooting 25%, so maybe teams will be a bit more willing to risk the foul knowing that their opponents are struggling from the free throw line tonight. As Greenlee's shot doesn't go, so Gladney now, Rudell, back to Greenlee. Greenlee, he's going to pull up for the jumper. That one is no good. The Cougars, they're now shooting 3 for 15 from the field in this half. Johnson goes to work on Greenlee. Gladney over to cover Montiel now. Montiel looks to the outside, finds Johnson. Johnson blows by Greenlee, pulls up for the jumper, and he hits it right off the square on the backboard. And the Eagles suddenly find themselves up 9 as we get a timeout from the Cougars. So Concordia, they're going to call a timeout. They find themselves in a 9-point hole as the Benedictine leads 52-43, 8-11. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout here in Geisman.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. for help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
We're back here for second half action in Geisman. 8:11 left in regulation. The Benedictine Eagles find themselves leading the Concordia Cougars 52-43. And Parker, the story right now for the Cougars is they're just not getting their shots to fall.
Nope, they're scoreless in the last 6 minutes and 7 seconds. Not exactly what Coach Kohler planned coming out of the half. Got to be able to put your team in position to get open shots and be able to knock down free throws.
They're 1 for 10 from the field in their last 10 attempts. So some open looks could be warranted as Landon Gladney outside corner three. Bang! Jordan Matthews hits the corner three, and well, we were just talking about the Cougars needed to find some open shots, and Jordan Matthews delivered on that one.
And a big part of that is because the Cougars' ball movement, excellent ball movement, able to swing the ball 3-4 times, and able to find Matthews open in the corner.
Jordan Matthews, he impresses at both ends of the floor, played some tough defense coming down, causes the turnover. The Cougars looked like they got the steal. Instead, an offensive foul was called on number 2, Connor Riley. So Eagles will still get possession, but unfortunately, Benedictine will now get a chance to set up their defense. I'm mistaken, actually. The Cougars will be taking a free throw. They are in the bonus. So Jordan Matthews winds up for the shot, and he makes the first one. So the Cougars, they found themselves in a 9-0 hole. Coach Kohler takes the 1-minute timeout. They've scored 4 points out of the gate right now thanks to Jordan Matthews as he gets ready for his second shot. And that one is good. Matthews, he goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Cougars back within 4.
Just what the Cougars needed, 2 free throws.
You ask, and Jordan Matthews will deliver 5 points right out of the timeout for Matthews. As Agwomo, he hits the tough shot. Nice little finger roll. Matthews, he handles the ball. You can just see how intense Matthews is right now directing this offense. So the Cougars get a little bit more energy coming out of that timeout. Isaac Rudell, he's going to post up from 3. Off the front of the rim and off the backboard. Ellingson pulls down the rebound. Eagles maintain possession now.
Right idea by Rudell, just couldn't quite get it to fall.
Johnson is going to drive, guarded by Matthews, and Johnson gets hit by Matthews on his way up. So we're going to get some free throws on our way from Michael Johnson of the Eagles. Johnson 1 for 2 today from the line. On the season, he's a 72% free throw shooter. And both teams are in the bonus, so any foul will result in at least 1 free throw. We're going to get a brief stoppage here. Coaches are going to talk things over with their teams really quick before we head back for the free throw, I should say. And Parker, I don't think you can understate how important it was for Jordan Matthews specifically to come out of that timeout and get a 5-point swing for the Cougars when they desperately needed one.
And Matthews has been able to do it all for the Cougars, already with 17 points. He's done it all for the Cougars, and he's been the leader out there on the court.
I don't know if you folks could hear at home, but CUC football cheering on their fellow teammate. My partner tonight, Parker Kelly, is doing a great job as always. But back to what we were talking about, Matthews, he desperately delivered what the Cougars needed. They needed some big points on the board to close that gap. He came out, hit that open three-pointer, hit both free throws, which, as odd as this is to say, has been a bit of a rarity tonight for one of these players to hit both their free throws. Matthews came out and delivered And right now, as much as Coach Kohler likes his team to play as a team, you kind of get that feeling that one of these guys needs to step up, pick up the reins, and really drag this team back into this game. Michael Johnson sets up for his first free throw attempt now. And it's good. So Johnson hits his first one. He'll get his second one on the shooting foul. He's caught on Jordan Matthews. Johnson's second free throw, and it's good. So Matthews delivers 2 free throws. Michael Johnson responds not too much later. Speaking of, Jordan Matthews now brings the ball up, sets up the Cougars' half-court offense. Rudell right back to Matthews. Rudell now in the corner, guarded by Agwomo. Playing some tough defense, and Rudell crossed him over, but decided to get rid of it to Jacob Collicott. Hand off to Jordan Matthews. Shot clock running out. Jordan Matthews, he's going to have to put something up. Gladney, he does. And it's in and out. Another unfortunate bounce off the rim for the Cougars. Tonight's just been full of them for the CUC squad.
Although the Cougars have gotten some unlucky bounces, I love the persistence of not giving up and still driving into the paint and able to put up the shots. Even though they're not quite falling, the Cougars have shown some great persistence.
Ellison, he gets a steal. He goes up, and he gets the and one. Isaac Rudell shows a little frustration. Nothing seems to be going right now for the CUC squad. Ellingson, he scored up on the layup. And then we've got the quick forced turnover, as we're going to get a timeout called by head coach Steve Kohler. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll be back in a second. Benedictine up 60 against the Cougars, 5:40 up 60.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Well, after the last timeout, we talked about how the Cougars were having some troubles with their shooting. Now, after this timeout, we're going to talk about how Benedictine, they haven't been struggling from the field. They're 6 for 7 in their last attempts. They're on an 8-0 run in the last minute 47. Everything just seems to be falling for this Benedictine squad. Cade Ellingson now, he'll line up for the free throw. So again, he completed the layup, so he's going to go for the and one now. Trying to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. And he does. So three-point play from Cade Ellingson. Benedictine now finds themselves up 13 on the Cougars. Hand off to Jordan Matthews. He's at the top of the arc now. To the corner, Jalen Meeks. Oh, and a big block there from Agwomo. And Montiel, he's going to hit that ball off of Jalen Meeks. It's going to go out of bounds. We've seen that a couple times from Montiel. He likes to throw that ball off of Cougars, let it go out of bounds, and then reset the team.
Another thing to note, the Cougars are 1 of 12 in their last field goals. They can't just seem to find an answer right now. And we see Benedictine pulling away. The Cougars need something and need something now.
Cougars look a little rushed almost, like they're taking shots for shots' sakes, trying to get back into this one. Calm things down, get some good shots Kosic will give it back to Johnson at the top of the arc. Johnson, he's going to play some iso ball with Rudell. Instead, he's going to hand it off to Cade Ellingson. Nick Kosic, he takes the three off the front of the rim. No good. Jacob Collicott over to Isaac Rudell. He's going to take it down the sideline now. Rudell, he's going to sidestep Ellingson. Rudell got hit, it almost looked like. Results in a turnover. Aguomo, great defense from Collicott, but Collicott can't handle the rebound. Aguomo does, puts it back in for the score.
It was a great pump fake by Rudell on the offensive side. Just couldn't seem to quite handle the ball. As a result, Eagles were able to steal it.
No good. We got a foul on the play after Hatton's three-point miss. It is on Jalen Meeks, number 13 for the Cougars. So Aguomo is going to go to the free throw line once again. He's 0 for 3 today. He does have 14 points, however, as he's 7 for 10 from the field. The first attempt. And it's good, so he'll get a second one.
That was Aguomo's first free throw of the game, was previously 0 of 4.
Aguomo's second attempt, it also finds its way home. Benedictines built their lead up to 17. Jason Greenlee now. Tries to work off the screen from Hatton. Tries it again. Hatton now gets the ball off the slip to Jordan Matthews. Matthews spinning inside, and they're going to get him with the travel. Looks like he lost traction, had to take an extra step to regain his balance, and the refs call him for the travel. We're going to get a timeout now from Benedictine. They lead the Cougars 65-48. We're going to get a full minute timeout, 4:15 left in regulation.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
(65-48) is your score. Benedictine Eagles lead the Concordia University Chicago Cougars as we're closing in at the end of regulation. 4:13 left to go. Shooting continues to be an issue for the Cougars. They're 1 for 13 in their last 13 attempts. Montiel back up to Ellingson now. He's going to set up. He's got Greenlee right in his face. The Cougars know they got to get a turnover here. They got to start getting some good shots up to close this gap. That one's off the foot of Rudell, right to Aguomo. He can't finish the layup, though. Get a quick stoppage here. Rudell, he'll inbound that one to Jordan Matthews. Rudell, that was his 7th rebound of the day. He's having another great day cleaning the boards, as he always does. Justin Greenlee for 3, no good. Eagles collect the rebound. They're going to try and take their time now, kill some time off this clock as they lead 17.
We see the Cougars have kind of dug themselves in a hole. Although Benedictine has had more turnovers in the game than the Cougars haven't been able to convert on the offensive side. They get a steal, a big block. It's kind of put them in a big hole.
The 3 from Ellingson, and he airballs it. Rudell collects the miss. Rudell now, he's got some speed. He's going to dish out to Greenlee, back up to Rudell, over to Matthews. Matthews, he looks at a three. He will take a three, and it rolls out. So Cougars continue to struggle from the field. One of their last 15. 1 for 9 of their last 9 3-point attempts. Montiel has it now. Cougars know they need a turnover. They got to find a way to close this gap. Montiel, and they're going to call a charging foul on him. Jalen Meeks was the one taking the hit. We saw him take a hit on a charge earlier. Actually, it was a block, excuse me. That one knocked him out of the game for a little bit. He looks fine after this one as he gets set to inbound. Landon Gladney, he'll check in. A timeout. We get a timeout here from Coach Kohler and the Cougars. It's going to be a full 1-minute timeout. Eagles lead 65-48, 2:36 left in regulation.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Now we're back in Geisman Gymnasium. Cougars find themselves in a 17-point hole. 2:36 left to go in the second half. They got to find a little bit of that magic that they've had on this 5-game winning streak if they want to pull back and get their 6th straight win. And something I think needs to change, Parker, is their shot selection. They're taking a lot of contested shots because I think they feel the need to. They need to find those open looks for those easy baskets.
That's right. They're one of their last 15, and like you said, they gotta be more smart with their shot selection. Taking a lot of contested shots, need to get more open shots. Get into the paint a little bit more as well.
Rudell, that was a good shot selection. It was coming off the pick from Gladney. As Kosic, he has an open lane now, and he lays it in to the basket. Cougars, no one was back on defense. Isaac Rudell did his best in the chase down, but Kosic had the open lane for the layup. Justin Greenlee now, he'll kick out to Landon Gladney. Gladney has to take the three. Yes, sir! Landon Gladney gets the Cougars back on the board after what felt like a forever scoring drought. So now we're going to get a foul called. It's going to go the other way as the Eagles were set up for some free throws. Foul was called on Justin Greenlee. So Cade Ellingson, he's going to take his pair of shots now. Cougars are in the situation where they're going to need to start fouling. Ellingson's first shot off the front of the rim. Ellingson, he's now one for 3 from the free throw line. As his second shot, he puts it up. And that one finds its way through the hoop. He's now 2 for 3, excuse me. So the Cougars are ready to inbound. Still down 17, 1:50 left in regulation. Cougars looking to build a 6-game winning streak. Eagles looking to snap a 2-game losing streak and complete the season series sweep of this Cougar squad. Justin Greenlee cuts towards the basket, the jumper, and he hits it. A nice little bucket there from Justin Greenlee. Montiel now. They have Aguomo wide open in the Cougars' paint, but instead Justin Greenlee, he's going to foul Kosic. Kosic will go to the line.
The smart play by Greenlee. Only he's committed one foul previously. He saw Aguomo wide open in the paint. Might have prevented the Eagles from getting an easy layup. I like the foul by Greenlee.
Kosic's first free throw attempt of the night, and it is good. Kosic, 6'1" junior out of Elmhurst, Illinois. His second free throw, it is also good. Coming into tonight, Kosic, he was shooting 86% from the three-point line. That was the second best mark on this Eagles squad, and he goes 2 for 2 in his first trip. Justin Greenlee, and he puts a good, nice little basket in. So we get another timeout. This one from head coach Steve Kohler. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Benedictine leads 70-55 over the Cougars, 1:11 left in the half.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela spurs it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
1:11 left in regulation. The Cougars find themselves in a 15-point hole now. It was 17 just a minute ago, so things looking a little more optimistic. They still got a lot of work to do in a short amount of time, though. It's Montiel inbounds into Ellingson, back to Montiel, over to Johnson now. Montiel over to Ellingson. Rudell, he gets the reach in for the foul. That'll send Ellingson to the line again. He's 2 for 3 in tonight's contest from the charity stripe. On the season, the junior out of Madison, Wisconsin, he's shooting 71% coming into tonight. This is his first shot, and it rolls across the rim, no good. As much as we've talked about the free throw woes for both teams tonight, the Eagles have picked it up significantly in the second half. They're 8 for 13 so far in this half, after going 2 for 5 in the first. Ellington's second shot will fall. We get some substitutions. Ellison's gonna leave, and comes Jeff Kratz. Kratz is in foul trouble with 4, so something to keep an eye on. Greenlee to Rudell. Rudell's going to take the 3 and count it. Isaac Rudell from downtown. All right, after that, Coach Steve Kohler is going to call another timeout for his Cougar squad. It's going to be a full minute-long timeout as this squad, they find themselves down 71-58 against Benedictine. 52 seconds left to go in the game.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade? Or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
52.5 seconds left to go in regulation. Tonight's matchup between Benedictine and Concordia. Montiel, he's going to inbound it to Ellingson. Eagles up 71-58 on the Cougars. Nick Kosic, he's just going to hold it. Up to Montiel now. They're just going to kill some time. They got 13 left on the shot clock. They're up by 13. Kosic tried to pull up from 3. Good cover there from Wilson. And no good. Shot clock violation by the Eagles. They're going to say it was off the rim. It looked like Oguomo pulled it down before it hit the rim, and the shot clock went off. They're saying it went off the front. So it looks like Benedictine, they can just about run the clock out now. Less than a second separating the two clocks. Johnson, he's going to dribble. The shot clock goes off. 0.6 seconds left on the game clock. They're going to let the Cougars inbound, and that should call it for the night. Rudell touches the ball, and that is tonight's contest. So Benedictine, they come in losing 4 of their past 5. They knock off the 5-win streak riding Cougars, 78-58. It was a tough night for the Cougars offensively. They shot 37.5 from the field, shot 40 from the free throw line. And Parker, things just never really ever clicked for this Cougars offense tonight.
Not as much as it did in the first half. You see the Cougars were shooting really well from 3 and from the field in the first half. It went down a lot in the second half, and the free throw woes have really been the story of the game for the Cougars. You got to be able to hit your free throws, especially when you're putting your team in position to draw the fouls.
Now, it should be noted the Cougars did only take 15 free throws all night, 8 in the first half, 7 in the second half, but still no excuse for missing as many as they did. But Benedictine, credit to them. They were not playing the best basketball coming into tonight. They come in, they beat a red-hot Cougars team. So after tonight's performance, the Cougars, they're going to fall to 8-7 on the season overall, 6-4 in conference play. On the other hand, Benedictine, they're going to improve to 7-9 overall. In conference play, they'll take a 6-4 lead, 6 wins to 4 wins, I should say.
And with tonight's loss, that dropped CUC from 3rd in the conference to 6th. Really looking to step it up down the later stretch of the season and finish on a high note for this Cougar team.
A bunch of teams jumbled in the NAC right now. We just got confirmation we will have a post-game interview, which Coach Steve Kohler will be back with you in just a second for that. One more time, Benedictine defeats the Cougars 71-58. I'm here with head coach Steve Kohler of the Cougar squad. Coach, tough loss tonight in a big conference game that snaps your 5-game losing streak. I mean, and things don't get easier. This weekend, Saturday, number 3 team in the conference, Illinois Wesleyan University. What's going to be your message throughout the week to get this team back on their feet for a really big game against a very good team?
Yeah, well, we've just been playing well. We've been doing all the little things, and that's what's, allowed us to have some success. And we didn't do any of those little things tonight. I think we lost the glass by 20-plus. That was our number 1 priority. You can't win games in college basketball if you lose the glass by that much. So we'll just, try to get back to, it's not like we ever veered off, but get back to focusing on the details, rebounding. And they're the number 3 team in the country, not the conference. But so they're legit.
Misspoke on my part.
That's okay.
I didn't know that fact, but just misspoke. And, Coach, another thing to note from this week, tonight's contest, I should say, the free throw shooting.
Yep.
Wasn't where it usually was. You shot 40% from the free throw line. You only had 15 attempts. Is that something you're really worried about, or is that just, one of those nights things happen?
We've had a couple games where we shot 40%. Guys got to get in the gym. They got to make shots, again, it wasn't close, but that's going to be big in a close game. Our goal is to shoot 70+% from the free throw line. And you got to be able to close games out. So, yeah, that's definitely a concern. If it's close, you're not going to be able to win games shooting 40%.
And I think the other big story of the night, Going into halftime, things got a little chippy. We saw down towards the Benedictine bench, a couple technicals were handled out. I think your team did a really good job coming out half, keeping it level-headed. What was your message during that halftime to just calm things down after things got a little intense?
Yeah, we weren't too concerned about that. That was just guys fighting for a loose ball. We just talked more about the things about winning the glass and the details. I felt offensively we were kind of pressing a little bit. And we came out well, but I think they went on a 27-6 run, if I'm not mistaken, and that's kind of what did it in. But they're a really good team. We told the guys all week, it doesn't matter where they're at. They've been the class of the league, for the last 10 to 15 years, and if you're going to be legit in this conference, you got to beat Benedictine.
That's right. Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us. We always appreciate your time. One more time, Cougars fall to the Benedictine Eagles 71-58. As I mentioned, they will be back in action this Saturday. They take on the number 3 team in the country, as Coach Kohler corrected me, Illinois Wesleyan University. We will have. Before we go, I want to say thank you to our production staff. I was joined by Parker Kelly behind the camera, Julia Beers, Ryan McGee, Jada Carr, Rafael Gonzalez. We also are under the direction of CJ Sellner, Justin Bajorsev, and Kayla McLeod. My name has been Peter Borkowski. Have a good night, and as always, go Cougars.